Let's try this again. And here we are at last, after a few technical difficulties. Well, guys, I'm sorry for being late, but here I am. How's everybody doing? I know that some of you enjoy hearing from me every once in a while, and I thought I'd come in here and let all you guys know how things are going. All right. So, I guess I did partially go live, just the sound part. Oh, that's good to know. Well, so much has been going on, guys. And that's why we haven't uploaded as much lately. Or I should say. So they've put me in charge of running this channel. They're somewhat passive owners. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's laggy. I see that. I'm not sure how to fix that. As I'm screen sharing that. Oh, that is kind of annoying. I'm not sure what to do about that. As you can see, I'm using StreamYard. Maybe they have a limit to the amount of information that can be streamed. I don't know. I could have done a lower resolution version of that video, but who knows? Well, where do I start? Haven't really uploaded much this year so far, except for a couple of videos, a deleted scenes, and a few 2021 compilations, which I do every year at the beginning of the new year. But yeah, just a lot going on in our lives. Because I am pretty much the main guy running this channel, and the other people involved are somewhat passive partners. It's again almost all on me to, do the editing, the compiling of all the footage that I'm given, and then editing and posting. And then every once in a while, I like to keep you guys in the loop as to what's happening. Some of it's been good, some of it's been not good. And by the way, I am working on number whatever the next one in the lineup is, working on the next regular compilation video. Coming up probably on Friday, if everything goes right. So, the first thing is I had a few surgeries that needed to be done. They weren't, well, one of them was kind of urgent. The other ones weren't, but I'd been putting them off for a long, long time. Life happens, you get busy, and you're like, well, maybe I'll get the surgery next month. Next month comes, oh, maybe I'll get it the next month after that. And then, oh, well, maybe next year. And finally, I got tired of putting it off, and I just got it done. Got the surgeries done. And I had, of course, I needed some time to recover from those. And one of them ended up being quite a lengthy recovery with a lot of pain involved. So I was sidelined from most activities for a little while I was recovering from that. And that took some of my creative energy away from doing videos. But I powered through it the best I could. And I did it. Got the surgeries done. Managed to squeeze out a couple videos here and there. But then something else happened. We had a death in the family, a very close family member. And leading up to her death, we had to take some time. We wanted to take some time off to be with her because she was terminally ill. And we wanted to see her as much as possible before the end. So ended up taking some time off, not really creating videos much. And then the day came. and been sort of caught up in all the family stuff that goes along with a close family member dying. So going through the grieving process ourselves, and then seeing our closest family members grieving. Some of them are taking it better than others, and it's been a crappy way to start 2022. Um, it was I'd never, you know, it was the first time I've ever actually been to the bedside of a dying person and watch that person wither away. Never witnessed that. I'm in my 40s, and v the older you get, the more and more people around you start dropping. And, my own family is so spread out that I wasn't there when my grandparents died. We weren't I wasn't that close to them, and they're, like, all the way on the other side of the country. Um, and so this death was on my wife's side, and they are a very tight family. Um, something I wish my family was. I mean, we're close, but geographically we're not. So it's pretty hard. Um, not. Oops. Oh, I got to take that off the screen. We don't need that anymore, do we? That I'm running a few minutes late. Well, we already knew that. Thank you, Jill. Watching dashcam channels is not only entertaining, you get to see a bird's eye view from another country, and that's actually one of the reasons why I've watched dashcam channels from other countries. But yeah, it's just kind of reminds me how much it sucks to have your own family spread out so much, and everybody's so busy with their lives, you don't get to see them that often. And then, with my wife's family, seeing as tight as they are, and then, being at this person's bedside as they're literally withering away before your eyes is very surreal, very sad, very surreal. We got the phone call in the middle of the night, and we rushed over to her house. She was lucky enough she got to pass at home, in the comfort of home, and to have a really good hospice team, around her, and to have her family around her. Uh, and so we got the call, and we were there. We went to the house and called some other family members over, and we were at her bedside while we waited for the funeral home to come, pick her up and take her away. Um, I was so out of it, you know, from not having slept much because of being with family so much the week before she died, and I was pretty much a zombie at that point mentally. And we just gathered around her bedside, just kind of sharing stories, memories that we had about her as we waited for, like I said, the funeral home to come pick up her body. So yeah, that was pretty surreal. Um, and then planning the funeral, the memorial services. My wife's family, um, they're Catholics, but they're not practicing Catholics. But they opted to do the whole, the full Catholic ceremonies, I should say, because there were quite a few ceremonies last week. It's really hard. It's really hard seeing the grieving process is not. Yeah, it's gut wrenching, and then seeing your family members take it hard. Not easy. Not easy. But I have to say, the funeral, the rosary, the um, ceremony following the funeral at the cemetery, that was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I've never seen so many flowers in my life. They did a really great job. You know, um, the funeral home, getting everything organized. It was just amazing, truly amazing. So that was some nice closure. Um, yeah. And last year I lost a really close friend. I still haven't got over that. But time does heal. You know, you never forget. The sadness never goes away, but you just kind of you just go on, and I think that's what they would want us to do. I know that, yes, actually my wife is handling it very well. Um, her mom is not handling it well, and you know, everybody handles it differently. So we have been support for the family members who aren't taking it well. Oh shit, my cat's puking. It's okay, I'll clean it up later. Oh god, she gets hairballs every so often, and we try to prevent that. We brush her and give her this little gel that you put on them that they lick off, and it helps grease their insides so that they pass the hairballs without puking so much. Anyway, I'll take care of that later. But so we're just there for family members and ourselves. We are grieving ourselves, but we're taking it a lot better. We're taking it better than others, but we're just there for them, and doing family things, and our lives might be changing here soon. I'm not sure how, and I'm not sure how much, but when when a major family member passes, the family dynamics change, and sometimes your life changes pretty drastically after that, and I'm not sure what to expect. um, and on that note of change, we had an addition to our family. One of our family members had a baby, so we've kind of seen um, both ends of the circle of life. We've seen one life beginning and one life ending, as it will for all of us someday. Well, we all are going to pass someday, and we have a couple other family members who aren't doing well health wise. They're getting older and they're not doing well, and it's been some other family drama actually on my wife's side that we are fortunate enough to not be a part of that drama. So it's been a very difficult time, I'd say, with just everything going on. But my wife and I are very solution oriented, so we're trying to find some solutions to those couple of problems. But again, it remains to be seen how our lives are going to change in the wake of the passing of this family member. And I'm just sipping on some wine, some good old Napa Valley wine. We're like, after the memorial reception, had some leftover bottles of wine that we served. So we brought a couple of them home and just kind of split them up, let everybody take whatever they wanted to take home. And we were left with a couple bottles and just enjoying some of that. That's exactly what her family member would want us to do. Enjoy that wine. That's what I'm doing. All right, what else is going on? Well, actually, so in spite of all this, I am working on the next video, and it shall go out on Friday. I've got to keep busy. I've got to stay busy. How long have you lived in the Napa Valley? I've actually lived in Napa County. Well, in the valley part, I've lived here since 1985. Moved here with my parents. And before that, we lived out in the country. Oh, I like red wine. And to be more specific, I love red wine from the Stag's Leap wine district of the Napa Valley. Yeah. Oh, Maryland. So if you're just joining me, sorry, us. I'm used to having guests on the live stream, but I'm not going to today because today's live stream is mostly just getting you guys up to date on what's going on. If you're just joining us, there was a death in our family, a very close family member, and it was when she was declared terminal was a couple of weeks before she passed, so we had some time to prepare for her death and some time to see her a lot before she died. Where was I going with that? Not sure where I was going with that. Oh, I like dry wine. I hate sweet wine. Sweet wine makes me sick to my stomach. But yeah, so there was a death in the family. Oh, I know where I was going with that. The weeks leading up to her death, and then the week after, with the funeral and memorial services, I haven't done much work, and hence I haven't really done much video stuff. So, and I've been recovering from surgeries on top of that, so it's taken some time away from video work. So that's what's been the hold up here the last couple months. I do anticipate to get back to a more normal upload schedule, and actually I was going to ask you guys, well, because I'm thinking of potentially switching our upload schedule and uploading perhaps Monday mornings instead of Friday mornings. We haven't fully decided if we want to go that route yet, which is why I wanted to ask you first. And maybe I'll do a poll. Maybe I'll do a poll in our community section on our channel where we can issue a poll. And I think it shows up in your sub feeds. But would like to know what jives with your viewing schedule the most? Us uploading on Fridays like we have been, or Mondays? Let me know. You can either let me know here in the sidebar chat, or you can let me know in the comments below, or when I do the poll. So sticking to a regular upload schedule for predictability purposes has proven to be the best way to do it, just based on things I've read about best practices when running a YouTube channel. There are certain practices that tend to go over better with your viewers, and one of them is to have a predictable schedule, a predictable day, a day that you release videos. Some say that videos are the most successful when they're uploaded on Mondays and Tuesdays. I don't know if that's still the case, but I figure probably the best thing to do is just to ask you guys and go from there. Might be kind of split on that one. Yeah. So you've noticed that I don't remember the last time I did a live stream. It's been a while. But you'll notice that our format has temporarily changed, where we sort of like started over with the channel because we were getting up into the 300s in the numbered series, and then all of a sudden we started over at the number 1. So what's happening is that we've decided to recycle old content, but only repost the best clips from the old content, and then delete all that old content. 1 through 300 and something. We delete as we repost, and we just sort of started the series over again, starting with that new number 1 that was, several months back. And now I think we're up to 17 or 18 or 19 or something. We're up to something. Just to start clean, when I look back at the old videos, it's just that we've changed so much. Kind of like out with the old, in with the new. Kind of redo some of that in the new format. So what we do, or what I've done, is post fresh content in the first part of the video, the first however long that ends up being. And then we go in, and then we go back to 2000 and whatever. I think right now we're on 2015. So we go back to 2015, show the best of those clips, and then we do the submitted footage after that. We get sent so much footage that I'm way behind on submitted video clips. Way behind. Months and months behind. So I have to remind people of that when they're sending stuff to us, that we may not get to featuring your content for quite a while just because we're so backed up. I mean, we're backed up even on our own footage, like 7 months behind. We have clips that you're seeing now as fresh content. That's like several months old. That's getting up there in age. And part of that is because some of the space, taken up in our videos is from that old content being reposted. It takes up a lot of space. And so it lowers the amount of fresh content per video that gets uploaded. So that's part of it, and just being busy with life is the other part of it. Yeah, Mark, I'm sorry to hear about your loss. Yeah, it's hard. Either going through it yourself or seeing, a family member go through it, and see your family members go through the grieving process. So what was I saying? I'm so mentally burned out that it's hard for me to lose my train of thought very easily. Oh, yeah. So I'm looking forward to getting caught up with reposting old content. And I think as I draw closer to the newer stuff, like when I get into the 300s, I'm going to start getting really picky about what I repost, since that was more recent stuff. I don't want to be regurgitating, new stuff, especially if it's not exciting. Well, not new stuff, but recent stuff, if you know what I mean. So I'm looking forward to being caught up with that, and then going back to uploading entirely fresh content. I'll get there. The other thing I wanted to talk about, and this kind of dovetails into this, before I started this live stream, I got this comment right here. I'm going to show it on screen. David USF. He has been a longtime critic of mine. Well, of ours. He's always civil, so I will give him that. And it's fine. I don't mind having critics. I just don't need critics that aren't civil or that are really stupid. And I'll give David this too. I don't think he's stupid. I've had debates with him in the past, and he's actually a pretty smart guy. And like I said, he's civil. And those kind of critics, I don't mind having around. He could be cynical at times, like as you can see in this comment, he's pretty cynical. Where he says, "Don't quit your day job, Eugene, if you even have one." The Eugene reference I had to look up. I wasn't sure what that was. There's like several different slang definitions of a Eugene. You know, like how Karen is a meme. Well, I guess Eugene is kind of a meme too, which can mean different things. One of them is flattering, and the rest of them aren't. So maybe he was trying to be flattering, if I want to look at the bright side of things. But the day job thing, it kind of leads me into what I wanted to discuss. The day job is what is constantly a threat to our channel. And maybe I shouldn't say threat, maybe in a negative way. I don't know. I have to balance my day job with running the channel, since none of the other team members want to actually manage the channel. I have to manage it myself. Like I said, they are somewhat passive members, but they do have a hand in stuff. And we do sort of vote on major changes that happen with this channel. What footage gets used, they do review all of it. And sometimes I don't always get to use exactly what I want to use footage-wise. We sometimes disagree, so we kind of go with what we vote on. But nonetheless, the day job. If you followed my past live streams, at one point I had 2 businesses, and one of my businesses took off so aggressively that I actually had to close the other business because I didn't have time to run it. And I didn't bother selling it because it wasn't really the type of business that you would sell, really. Didn't really have any equipment or anything, much equipment to go with it. So it wasn't really worth the hassle of trying to sell. So I just closed it. And my clients were sad to see us go, but that's life. Sometimes you got to close a door to fully open another door. And that's what I did. And then my other business has been very strong ever since. And that's, again, why I had to close the other business. And the time, to edit and post videos here, I have to take time away from my business to do this. And so we need the ad revenue to sort of compensate me for the time that I take to edit these videos, because it's a fair amount of work to edit them. And I can't quit my day job. I mean, no, I don't want to quit my day job. I like what I do, and I don't want to leave my clients hanging. And I really enjoy working with them, so I'm not going to quit my day job. So anytime the revenue from our channel dips, it threatens the status quo of how we're running our channel. And we're going through a dip right now. Viewership has declined, and revenue has declined as a result. And if it drops too much lower than where it is now, there's always the chance I may have to change the way things are done. Like, I may have to simplify the narration. The jokes, I have to be honest with you, the jokes and the names for the humor, that takes a lot of time to actually write this stuff. I have to make sure that that it's remotely funny to begin with. I got to run it by the team, make sure that they like it. One of the problems I think we're facing with these dips that we've been having more recently in viewership is people have moved away from bad driver videos. Like you said, people have become uninterested. I think this person has a good point. And it's true. These car crash compilation channels have taken over. They are what get the most views. And so the regular compilation channels like ours, just general bad drivers compilations, don't get the traffic that they used to get. And now if this was my only source of income, we'd be screwed. So no. No, but like I said, the income that comes from this channel compensates me for my time. And of course, I have to share that with the members too. Of course, they don't get as much because they aren't as actively involved in it as I am. So we have an agreement about how much gets split between me and the others in the channel. So the amount that we make varies pretty widely. I will decline to say, of course. I was always raised not to talk about money. Sort of a none your business kind of deal. Parents were always raised me to be that way. So yeah, but I can tell you that it varies widely. We have our ups and we have our downs. The last 2 downs have been protracted. They've gone on long enough that we've almost had to rethink how we run this channel, how much time we actually put into it. I think we are going to be uploading no matter what. I'll tell you this right now. I can tell you this right now. Our channel will never die. Just like Cobra Kai, this channel never dies. Never dies. I mean, it might die in terms of viewership, but we're always going to be uploading. Always, always, always. That's not threatened. I can slap up video clips. I can slap up a very basic compilation in very little time. What takes the most time is coming up with the script. Coming up with the I gotta block this user. Sorry. Just want to block spam. Got some sort of it's probably a Russian hacker. Most likely. So I just banned that person. But anyway, we would start with how we do the narration, the jokes. They just take up so much of our time. We'd almost have to hire a writer. Just coming up with that material really does take quite a long time. And then the way we edit takes up a long time. But the deleted scenes compilations, those don't take very much time to do because they're very simple in the way we do those. So I'd say worst case scenario, if we just didn't have the revenue to support this channel anymore, then I would go that route. I'd have to go back to a very simple way of editing, which I don't want to do. I've done polls. I've run surveys on you guys. And the commentary wins out. That's what you guys like. And it's what we'd like to keep doing. Thank you, Jill. That's what we'd like to keep doing for all y'all. Oh yeah, I've noticed that too, that we're just not seeing Canadian dash cameras much anymore. Like Chuck H. I think it was Chuck H was one. There's Bad Drivers of Calgary, Bad Drivers of Edmonton. I really liked his videos. I don't see him uploading anymore. Oh yeah, IRA to save cash for later on. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Well, whatever we make here just pretty much supplements the time that I'm taking away from the business to do the videos, or I should say compensates, not supplements. It's not really supplemental income. It just compensates for the loss of income that I the hit that I take from taking time away from the business to run the channel. So that's what that does. Revenue from this channel just covers the the lost hours from the business. Oh, I done Valkyrie. Oh, that's another guy I really liked. I don't know what happened to him either. Um, yeah, so that's where the day job thing comes in. So no, definitely not going to quit the day job. And yes, we definitely have day jobs. So I know. I'll show his comment one more time. One more time. One of my friends, who's also a viewer and fellow DashCammer, texted me yesterday. It's like, "Hey, do you know you got this comment from this David USF?" I'm like, "Yep, I already saw that." And I told her, "Well, I don't really know what a Eugene is." And she says, "I don't either. I'll look it up." So she looked it up and sent me a screenshot of all the different street slang definitions of Eugene. Oh, man. Yeah. So yeah, so we're so unfortunately dashcam channels like all of ours, that just post general drivers being bad, um, just aren't getting the traffic that they used to. And I think that's what has driven so many dash cammers to stop posting. Our community's lost a lot of people just from moving on in life to um, uh, losing hope because just of the lack of traffic, the lack of views. Oh, you have a regular, huh? So the nature of my job is I drive a lot, but my driving schedule is very irregular because, well, for one thing, I sort of make my own hours. I meet my clients whenever they need me, so they could need me at any time of the day or week, and once in a while, even weekend. And so I'm just kind of, oh yeah, I'm just kind of driving whenever I need to. So I don't run into the same bad drivers usually because of that. And as you guys know, I hike a lot, but I'm usually hiking different places all the time, so I'm never always driving the same routes, even though it might look like it, because you do end up seeing a lot of the same places in the dashcam videos. But that has actually more to do with the fact that we just tend to run into bad drivers more often in certain spots than in others, and at certain times of day too. Like, we drive back to Napa late at night a lot from the office, and because we work up, well, no, I work up valley. She doesn't, but I work up valley, Napa Valley, and then I drive south late and back home, and nobody on the road. There's nothing to capture on dashcam. And then sometimes I come to work, drive up from Napa up to St. Helena where I work. I mean, I don't entirely work there. I work from Napa too, but I work in St. Helena at my office up there, in addition to my office in Napa. Kind of have offices in different places, but um, And then sometimes I have to travel back and forth between St. Helena and Napa during the daytime in the middle of my workday. And that's where I capture the bulk of my stuff, is right on Highway 29. That seems to be a hot spot. Yeah. But I think as time goes on with our channel, as we've been getting a little more picky about what we upload. Just uploading just more of the exciting stuff. Oh yeah, there was that guy in the Dodge Magnum I kept seeing around St. Helena. Because I worked. There was a time where I worked in St. Helena. Um, when all I did was drive around St. Helena, because my job just took me from one spot to another within the city of St. Helena, within the city limits. And I kept running into the silver Dodge Magnum, and my wife ran into him a few times too up here. But uh, yeah, St. Helena is pronounced that way. I know a lot of people call it St. Helena, but it's actually St. Helena. And we get a lot of clips up here because this is where most of the bad drivers are. I could drive around Napa all day and not capture a bad driver, but when I'm working up in St. Helena here, just capturing bad drivers left and right. I don't know what it is about St. Helena that's so much worse than the city of Napa. I don't know what it is. I'm sure some of you, I know that a few of you listening right now are locals, and I'm sure you can tell me the same thing, that as soon as you come up here to St. Helena, the drivers just, you run into 10 times more of them, the bad drivers. It's horrible. Oh, yes, yes. That's why I was driving around so much. Yeah. And I'm glad that I'm done with that phase because I didn't really enjoy all that driving. But now that we got a fun new car, driving is a whole lot funner than it used to be. Let me tell you that. I think St. Helena is where the intersection is in which people always ignore the right turn only. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. We have two intersections in St. Helena that are really, really bad. Really bad. Yeah. I have to go that way sometimes because the traffic on Highway 29 gets so backed up that I have to drive that one street where you see all those right turners. I mean, people trying to turn left where there's a right turn only, and that intersection where I've gotten cut off so many times. Some well, actually no. I mean, because sometimes traffic, just traffic gets wonky around here, and I have to take different routes. So sometimes traffic through downtown St. Helena is just really bad, and I end up taking the side streets. And then I tend to avoid other side streets because everybody else is taking those side streets to avoid the backup on Main Street. So I end up coming back those other streets from where my office is here in St. Helena and where some of my clients are up here in St. Helena. Yeah, they ignore the stop sign. So that's the one I was talking. That's the same street where that intersection is where people try to turn left. And I have to I take that street to bypass certain things. People, schools. Oh my god, the traffic around the schools are just a nightmare. And I end up driving sometimes during the peak of, parents picking up their kids and from school, and I try to avoid all those schools and go around the long way, which is quicker. And you know, I do like to avoid running into bad drivers when I can. I know it's content for the channel, but I also, at the end of the day, I just rather avoid as much as I can. So I just take some of those side streets. Yeah. So that's kind of where we stand, I think. We'll see how long this slump we're going through right now lasts. Hopefully it's not doesn't get any worse or goes on too much longer, or we may have to reassess where we are. But now that things are kind of settling down again, I'm going to try to upload sort of back to where I was before, the frequency that I was uploading before. I don't know about once a week, but maybe once every other week. So I think that seems to work the best with my work schedule. Is uploading a compilation every other Friday, and then uploading a deleted scenes clip sort of in between those, and maybe some one-offs. So maybe I could find other ways of uploading more frequently, just in general. Bad drivers when you see a yellow school bus with stop sign that is out. Oh, I seem to remember reading about something that school buses are going to start installing cameras to issue tickets by mail when you run their stop signs. I don't remember if that was here in California, if that was somewhere else, but I seem to remember reading something about cameras on school buses. And I think that's a brilliant idea. Because, when it comes to kids, you should not mess around when it comes to driving. You really gotta take it easy around kids. This is why I never, ever exceed the speed limit in school zones or in residential areas, ever. Like, I'm really careful. I don't exceed 25 in residential zones, ever. I'd feel horrible if I hit someone's kid or if I hit someone's pet. And of course, I'd feel horrible for the family. So I just don't put myself in that position in the first place and just stay hyper vigilant in neighborhoods. I slow down even more than 25 if there are kids playing. I'm going below 25 as needed, or on tight streets. One of my family members, one of my wife's family members, was traumatized for life when a kid popped out from between parked cars and he had no time to stop. He had zero time to react. The kid just ran. I think it was a toddler. Just somehow got loose and ran in between parked cars, and he ran the kid over. The kid died, and it was incredibly traumatizing. And I think it was that story that I heard a long, long time ago that that's made me so hyper vigilant when driving through neighborhoods. And sometimes I get tailgated by impatient drivers who think that residential zones are a speedway. Screw them. I don't care. Get pissed at me all you want. I'm gonna take it easy in school zones and residentials, period. I don't mess around when it comes to that. All right, S, thank you for coming around. I'm going to be taking off here soon, too. I just mainly wanted to come in here and let you guys know what's going on. So I think we'll be kind of getting back to a normal schedule after 2 months, well, 3 months. No, wait, 2 months, yeah, because it's March now. But 2 months of not uploading a whole lot, not as much as I'd like to. I'm going to have to figure out why the screen share is so choppy on your end. Why you guys watching have it a really choppy playback. On my end, it's not. But when I bring up the live stream from another tab or another computer, I can see that it's real laggy. And I don't know why. I'll have to figure that out. So, oh, just about done with my glass of wine as well. Well, I had planned on being in here for an hour. I think I started at 5:10. So just to be fair, I'll go another 10 minutes. Did anybody have any questions before I sign out? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just can't do 5 over in residentials. That's just my thing, though. But when it comes to business districts, just kind of depending on how many people and pedestrians are around, maybe 5 over max. 2-lane highway, a major 2-lane highway, yeah, 5 to 10 over. That sounds about right. 15 over on expressways, freeways, interstates. That's a bit more than I would do personally. I don't generally exceed 10 over on those on interstates or freeways. Generally, I'm between 5 and 10. Most everybody else does 15, but I just don't. I've never had a traffic ticket, and I just don't want one. You know? So there's that. That's really weird. Choppiness. I don't know. Yeah, sometimes I'll exceed quite a bit, especially if the person speeds up when you go to pass them. That's always annoying when people do that. They just they hit the gas when you go to pass them. I'd say about that happens 9 out of 10 times. I don't pass people that often, but when I do, they usually hit the gas. It's just so strange to me. But other than that, there's really not much else new. I think the next live stream that I do, I'll have a guest or two. I'd like to have Stanley Roberts back in here. I think that would be kind of cool. And thought about having another local dash cammer, bad drivers of the Bay Area. I've had him on before. And I have yet to meet him in person, but I will eventually, I think. Occasionally, I'm down in his town. And I think the next time I go through there, I'll see if we can do a little meetup. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Stanley Roberts is about to go live right now. No, I'll catch him another time because I'm getting ready. I'm kind of wrapping up here. Um, but I think the next time I'll have him on. I do miss people behaving badly. He had a really good series, but then whatever it was that Cron 4 did with him, I seem to remember that it wasn't good. Don't quote me on this, but I want to say that maybe Cron 4 screwed him over. I don't know. There were some shenanigans, I think. And Stanley wasn't too pleased about it. And his entire series was taken down because I guess Cron 4 owned it or something, owned his series. But it was a really good series. I really enjoyed watching them. So, but he has a channel. He's living in Phoenix now, and he has his own channel. his own. Nobody else owns it. And he does a series. Caught Misbehaving, I think is what his channel's called now. Caught Misbehaving. Yep, that's right. And he does live streams, I think every Sunday, called Millennial Boom. And I was just made aware that he's going to be doing one, that he's just about to go live. So that's cool. I've watched a few of his Millennial Boom live streams. He's a really funny guy. Stanley's a really funny guy. Love his sense of humor. And he picks really good topics. So I'll see if I can have him on the next time we go, and Bad Drivers of the Bay Area. You know what else would be cool? I'd like to organize someday a larger meetup, DashCam meetup. You know, maybe Bad Drivers of the Bay Area. We used to have a DashCammer, Bad Drivers of the East Bay. She went off to college. She quit her channel. I don't know if she's going to start up again when she comes back, but she went off to college. I really enjoyed watching her videos. There was Stephanie over in Santa Rosa, which is over the mountains from Napa. It's the neighboring city, one of the neighboring cities to Napa. And she quit and then ended up moving out of California. And her sister, I don't think, is dash camming anymore. There were a few others around here. They've all left. Sad to see everybody go. But now we have quite a few dash cammers in Sacramento. Sacramento is about an hour away from Napa. So I might see if I can get some support to do a dash cam meetup between the dash cammers that do exist in our area. Sacramento, and then Bad Drivers of the Bay Area, maybe, if we can all pull it off. There's another dash camera in Fairfield. You've seen me drive there a lot. Fairfield's been in my videos a few times. I should say our videos, because I'm not the only one that drives. I got to get out of this egocentrist state of mind here. But we have driven in Fairfield a fair amount. There's a dash camera there, Shadow Lady, and we've featured a few of her clips in our compilations in the past. Oh, Wendy. Oh, let me go back to this question here real quick. What's your opinion on putting on your windshield washer for tailgaters? Well, as far as I know, it's legal. As far as I know, don't quote me on that. I don't know if there's some reason that the law would find that it's illegal. In the context of de-escalation, it's probably not a good idea. I've seen instances where it's pissed people off. So if your goal is to avoid pissing people off, then don't do it. But I've done it before, the windshield wash thing, and I haven't gotten that result. But I don't do that much anymore because I just don't. I kind of don't want to waste the fluid. Kind of sucks, not a huge pain in the ass to top it off, but I just can't be bothered anymore with tailgaters. The way I handle them now is, if it's prudent, I just pull over and let them go by. That's been my thing, is just pulling over to let the tailgater go by. So yeah. Do I still talk to Wendy? I haven't talked to Wendy in a long time, but I'd like to reconnect. I've always liked Wendy. So I could reach out to her. I know she's active on Twitch, and she's active on Twitter as well. Wow. Did the screen just... Oh, no. I thought the screen froze up. I was just stopped at a stop sign. Oh, okay. Another trick you can do when someone's tailgating you real close is to put on your four-way flashers. I've seen that recommended. That is, well, even putting on your four-way flashers is illegal in certain states, unless it is for a specific reason. There are a few states where it's illegal to put your four-way flashers on while you're driving. Period. So you have to check with your local, your state laws on that one. Yeah. One thing I was taught in driving school was to take your foot off the gas and just gradually slow down. But I don't do that trick very often. And I guess I don't know what the idea behind that is. It could be to encourage them to pass you or what. I don't know. I don't even know if that's still being taught in driving schools anymore to take your foot off the gas and slow down when you have a tailgater. Slow down gradually. I don't know. I don't know if that's still recommended. That could be outdated advice. So I will take no position on that one. Yeah. If you don't like 5 over the limit, you're not going to like 5 under, or 10, or 15, or 20. So that's that. Nothing wrong with that. Just don't brake check. Don't hit the brakes. Don't hit the brakes unless you have to because of something running in front of you or yeah. All right, well, I think I'm going to go. It's been an hour and I do have to get back to work. So I appreciate that everyone has tuned in. If you are just now joining and are wondering what's going on, go back and replay the stream, and that'll tell you what's happening. But just know that I'm hoping to go back to a normal upload schedule, and that that we're toying with the idea of switching to Mondays instead of Fridays for uploading. But we haven't made any decisions on that yet. And we will let you know if we start going Mondays instead of Fridays. But in the meantime, look for the next video on Friday. If all goes well, I will be uploading a new video on Friday. Yeah, MacGyver. Oh, I could totally use a MacGyver in my life to build a special tank. Be awesome. Hey, if I had a special tank, I'd go join Ukraine in their fight against Russia, against Russian troops. But yeah. So I'm glad you guys were able to tune in. Thank you, Jay Whirl. Thank you, Jill. It was nice seeing you guys in the sidebar chat. I've missed your faces, so to speak, your avatars. I've missed seeing you guys, and I really got to try to do these live streams more often. So anyway, you guys all take care. I love all of you guys. And my critics, keep on criticizing. It's okay. It's fine. And everyone else who enjoys our videos, we will keep uploading. And I guess that's it. And I'll let you know when I plan the next live stream. So you guys all take care, be safe. And as Jerry Springer used to say, take care of yourself. Take care of yourselves and each other. All right. Bye-bye now.